Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Tristina and I post mommy and lifestyle videos for you guys 2 to 3 times a week. I love making decorating, cleaning, cooking videos, all sorts of different content to try and motivate and inspire you guys, as well as motivate and inspire myself. So in today's video, we are going to be doing some new recipes that I've never done before on my channel. We're going to be using the Magnolia Table Volume 2 cookbook and making the Friendsgiving Casserole recipe. I figured with Thanksgiving right around the corner and the holidays that this is kind of like the perfect recipe, or sounds like the perfect recipe anyway, to make for a potluck Friendsgiving or anything like that. So I figured we would try that together. And then we're also going to be making one of my favorite desserts. It actually just became my favorite dessert last year, which is a cheesecake pumpkin pie. So I made that for Thanksgiving last year for the first time and it was a huge hit, and I personally like it better than regular pumpkin pie. So we're going to make that together today as well. And of course get some cleaning done because I always make a mess in the kitchen when I'm cooking. So if you guys are interested in seeing any of that, make sure you continue to watch.
Trying to figure me out, I just wanna let you know, and I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change.
Okay, so we are just gonna start off by jumping right into the Friendsgiving casserole. So the first thing it calls for is a baguette. However, I had an Italian loaf of bread, so that's what I'm using, and you just go ahead and rip that all up and put it on a baking pan, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven at about 200 degrees for a good hour just to make it nice and crispy. I do think next time I'll add a little bit of olive oil with a little bit of pepper and garlic powder, but I was following the recipe for that part. However, with that being said, I do want to say I didn't follow the recipe exactly for the majority of this. I just don't like to measure and I like to add some things, so for the most part this is the exact recipe, but I do switch things up.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down.
So while our bread is baking, we're gonna go ahead and start prepping everything else. I am just chopping up 2 stalks of celery and a half a white onion. I also want to point out that in that bowl I have shredded rotisserie chicken. So you can either buy a rotisserie chicken and shred it that way, or if you want to save some money and do it yourself, you can just go ahead and boil up some chicken breasts and shred them like that. But I was just taking the easy way out on this day. You're gonna go ahead and melt a couple tablespoons of butter, and once that's melted, add in your celery and onion and start sauteing those. At this point, the bread was nice and crispy, so I went ahead and took that out, and I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees now.
Everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you. What things you...
While our celery and onions are sauteing, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite recipe from the Magnolia cookbooks? I only have volume 2, but I would really love to get volume 1, and I love trying out these recipes with you guys. So let me know what your favorite is, that way I can give that a try.
Work it out before I'm too invested. I should probably ask you all my questions.
So you're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic as well as 2 tablespoons of flour and start browning that all up as well.
Will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you. The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move. It kinda makes me go crazy.
At this point, we're going to go ahead and start slowly whisking in a 1.5 cups of heavy cream.
Don't let me go when I come real close. I don't want to get hurt, 'cause I'm not ready to give you my heart.
The recipe didn't call for this, but I went ahead and seasoned this with some garlic powder and pepper, a little bit of salt. You know, you can never go wrong with more seasonings.
Get to know you better. I can
Once you let that cook for a few minutes, you can see it gets nice and creamy. It's going to stick to the back of your spoon or your whisk or whatever. And at that point, we are ready to assemble our casserole. So I'm just starting off by spraying my baking dish with some Pam, and then putting in my rotisserie chicken and adding some sour cream, probably about I don't know, like a half a cup or so. And then I just went ahead and mixed that all right into my chicken. And then you're going to go ahead and add your creamy mixture that we just made on the stove all on top of the chicken as well. And then top it with your baguette, or in my case, the Italian loaf of bread.
Get to know you better. Why can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, when I love you, tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down?
Lastly, we're going to melt half a stick of butter down and add in, I believe it is 2 cups of chicken broth. Season that with some pepper, salt, whatever you prefer, and then you're going to pour that all on top of the bread.
The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel, I don't know if you're real. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Oh, you make me feel right. Wanna look at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Oh, you know you're beautiful. You know you're beautiful.
Your casserole is going to go in the oven for about 35-40 minutes. So at the same time, I'm also going to start making my dinner side, which I am just making some creamed corn. So I'm just adding 2 drained cans of corn into a casserole dish. And then you are going to add some heavy whipping cream, probably about 1/4 to half a cup, and then half a stick of cream cheese and half a stick of butter. It's going to cook for about the same amount of time that the casserole does, and then when you take it out, you're going to mix it all together and add a tablespoon of flour to thicken it up.
What are you doing to me? I think I'm going crazy. Oh, I just want you now. I wanna hold you close, don't wanna take it slow. Ooh, I just want you now. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you make me feel right. Wanna look at you all night. Wanna put you.
Once they came out of the oven, I'm just adding some oregano on top of our casserole to make it look a little fancier. And then we are all done. I went ahead and sided some cranberry sauce with this because that is what the cookbook says pairs well with it. And it was really good when you were mixing in the cranberry sauce. I don't think it'd be the same without the cranberry sauce, honestly. But here is our opinions on it. Oh my gosh, Floyd is like full of it right now. But what'd you think of the Friendsgiving casserole?
Thanksgiving casserole, it was pretty good.
Friendsgiving
Thanksgiving. It was pretty good. Yeah, I took the little bread stuff, you know, and mixed it with the casserole stuff because it was Thanksgiving casserole. So just mixed that, it was pretty good. And then I was pretty disappointed. Pretty disappointed in the corn because I thought it was mashed potatoes underneath it, but it was like creamy corn.
I've made it before.
It was okay, but
I literally can't deal with it right now.
it was pretty good. I'd say probably like a 1 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding. It was probably like a 8 out of 10.
Somebody want him because you can come get him. Anyways, I've literally made the cream corn for him before and he liked it before. I made it actually in last year's Thanksgiving side video. And I really like it. I think it tastes kind of like mashed potato corn type thing, and I'm somebody that likes to mix my corn with my mashed potatoes. So when you have mashed potatoes too, it just makes it even creamier and better. But as for the Friendsgiving casserole, I am like surprised that he liked it. Honestly, it wasn't like my favorite. I didn't think it was bad. but I think it was like a little bland, like it needed something more. I don't know what, maybe even it was just like more seasoning or something, but it definitely needed something a little bit more in my opinion. It was good, but I don't think it's something that I would make regularly at all. So that's my opinion on that.
Problems, I thought we could fix them, but we got tired.
All right, moving on to our dessert, we're gonna take 2 blocks of cream cheese that is room temperature. That is definitely a trick, or else you're gonna end up with some clumpy pumpkin cheesecake. But 2 blocks of cream cheese, a cup of sugar, and whatever your heart desires for vanilla extract. I always just do a little splash here or there until it is to my taste. You're gonna mix that up, and then you're gonna add 2 eggs, but 1 at a time. And then once your eggs are all mixed in there, you're gonna add about half of that mixture to the pie crust. I am just using a store-bought graham cracker pie crust, but you could totally make your own. Again, I like convenience sometimes, so that's what we're using here. But after you get your pie crust down, we are going to make the pumpkin part of the cheesecake.
We got burned. Look at us now. We scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line. Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on.
So we're going to add 3/4 a cup or half a can of pumpkin puree and 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie seasoning into the remaining mixture. If you don't have pumpkin pie seasoning at home, you can totally just make your own with 4 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon ground cloves, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Just mix that all up, and if you put this in an airtight container, you have some pumpkin pie seasoning to last you through the holiday season without having to go and purchase that separately. But once our remaining mixture is all mixed up, we're going to add the rest of the mixture to our pumpkin pie cheesecake. So you don't want to mix it in with the cheesecake, you just want to layer it right on top. It makes for a really nice layered pie. Of course, if you wanted to mix it, I mean, go ahead, I'm sure that'd look cool too, but if you want the layered look, try really hard not to mix it in and instead just to layer it on top.
Understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could.
So here's what it will look like before we pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour.
I'll get over you. Oh.
While that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make some whipped cream. So I'm just taking the remaining box of heavy whipping cream. I think I had about 1/2 to 3/4 of a carton left, and then 1 cup of sugar. I actually end up adding some more later on, so about 2 cups of sugar, and again, vanilla extract to what your heart desires. You mix this up, it probably takes about 10 minutes, and you see you'll get a nice thick whipped cream. So I'm gonna put that in the fridge until our pie is done. And once your pie is done, unfortunately, you also want to put that in the fridge for about 4 hours or overnight until it's nice and cooled. But here is what it looks like when it's all plated up. It is so delicious, you guys. If you are like me, I like pumpkin things, but pumpkin pie itself is just too much for me. This is like the perfect mixture of pumpkin and, you know, just something to kind of calm down all those spices a little bit. But now that all of our cooking is done, we are of course going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen. So I am changed into some comfy clothes at this point. Besides, apparently I had my flats on. Don't ask me why. I must have just walked the dogs or something and forgotten to take them off because I was cleaning anyways. And they look very silly with those sweats. So let's just ignore that. But yeah, let's get some cleaning done now.
But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me for a pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be 2 of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's lived in a wreck
So if you guys have made it this far, let me know in the comments down below what you have planned for Thanksgiving this year. I've told you guys before, but I host Thanksgiving at my house, so I'm gonna have a ton of Thanksgiving inspiration videos coming up for you guys in this upcoming week. Monday, I'm gonna have my grocery haul for Thanksgiving as well as my Thanksgiving meal plan. I'm going to have a whole house extreme deep clean with me, basically everything I do before I have guests over, and it's stuff that like is so silly, like stuff that I probably don't need to do. Nobody's gonna notice it, but I feel like I have to do it before Thanksgiving every year. So that will be up for you guys next week. And then I also last month made Thanksgiving dinner just for my husband and I because I was craving it, and I filmed the whole process for you guys, so I have to go through the footage and see if I'm happy with it. But if I'm happy with it, and if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. Then I also have a cook Thanksgiving dinner with me that I was thinking about posting. That way you guys could put it on while you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner and just hang out with me. It's like a very casual cook with me. It's not like this where I do a voiceover. It's like me talking while I cook and stuff. So it's a little bit more personal, I guess, than the voiceovers, or I feel that way anyways. But let me know if you guys want to see that or not. Like I said, I have to go through the footage, can't talk, to see if I'm even happy with it, but hopefully I am. And if I am, then I'll have 4 videos up for you guys next week, because I'm also going to do a post Thanksgiving clean with me. And then the following week we are going to be right into Christmas. Tons of Christmas content. I'm going to finish up my Christmas decorating, and I'll be doing some gift guides, what I got my kids for Christmas, all sorts of fun stuff. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Press that bell notification button so you get notified every time I post. But yeah, that is it for today's video, you guys. So let me know also in the comments down below if you have any video requests for the month of December. I would love to do them for you guys. I love doing what you want to see, so please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video on Monday. Bye!